Kanishka for joining us. But there are more layoffs looming in the tech space. Disney will begin implementing its planned layoffs starting next week. Ritu Singh brings us more.
Well, tough macro conditions continue to cost thousands of employees their jobs across the world in 2023 as well. And apart from the large round of layoffs announced at Meta, Amazon is undergoing the largest layoff in its 29-year-old history after it went on a hiring spree during the pandemic. Now, CNBC has reported that Amazon began laying off some of its employees in the advertising unit on Tuesday, although the total number could not be ascertained. These are part of the previously announced job cuts, which are expected to affect 9,000 employees. Now, this comes on top of the 18,000 job cuts, which Amazon had announced in November and in January. The move is part of the company's efforts to rein in costs as it deals with an economic downturn and slowing growth in its core retail business. Now, Disney is also expected to hand out pink slips to thousands of employees starting next week, which is going to include 15% of Disney's staff from the entertainment division, according to a report by Bloomberg. Now, Disney said in Feb that it planned to eliminate 7,000 positions from its workforce of more than 220,000 as part of an overall strategy to shave about $5.5 billion in annual costs. Now, in India, BNPL startup Simpl also announced layoffs, which will affect about 25% of its workforce. Now, we understand that Simpl laid off more than 150 employees again in a cost-cutting measure. In a letter to its employees, which we've seen a copy of, its founder CEO Nitya Sharma told employees the startup had to take corrective action as it overhired during the pandemic and was now faced with a slowing economic growth. Now, different companies, common script here for these massive cuts, citing the tough macro environment and a need to find economic discipline in a new economic reality.
Thanks, Ritu Singh, for joining us.